Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Kat. I am the Nurse Flipper. If this is your first time here, welcome. This is a kind of a Monday version of what sold, but you're seeing it on Friday. That is because we were on vacation. So I think it's really interesting. I think it will be fun to show you what sold while we were on vacation. So what you're going to see is actually about 5.5 days worth of sales. And they did slowly taper off as I was not listing. We did less than $100 yesterday, which is really bad for us. We average close to $500 normally. So we have $1,800, a little bit more going out on eBay. We actually did $700 in sales on Etsy, which is the highest we have had ever. So really excited about that. We also had Poshmark and Mercari sales as well. So I'm going to show you what sold on every platform, tell you how much I paid for it, how long it took to sell. There are some really high profit items in this video, and I'm going to start showing you right now. All right, so these are not going to be all high profit. It is going to be a mix, which is what my business model is. We will talk a little bit about business model throughout this video because I have been getting questions that have to do with that, and everybody's business model is different. You just have to find what works for you. So up first is actually a tassel chain necklace. This one only sold for $8.44. But I only paid pennies. So it's just this cute little vintage, doesn't wrap, it just kind of lays around your neck. This little tassel necklace sold for $8.77 plus the buyer paid $5 in shipping. So this one's going to be about a $6 profit, and it did sell in only about 2 months, which is pretty good. And I will tell you, I did run a sale while I was gone, kind of a Black Friday, Cyber Monday combination. And I did run that sale at about 10% more than I normally do. So I think that helped spike those sales. It did not help yesterday, so I've got to get back on the boat listing. This next one is a hat that took over a year to sell. So this hat is Sport South Inc. This one is a clown or jester. And here is the back. I did pay $1 for this. Took about a little over a year to sell. Sold for $13.64, so it's about a $10 profit. And I'm glad to see it go. You know, it is an older item, but I'm always happy when older items move because that gives us some room for new inventory. All right, up next is some ephemera, which you haven't seen me selling a lot of because I haven't listed any new. But this one's only been listed about 3 months, and it's actually a Delta Airlines international menu. So it has the dinner options for a flight, and this little pamphlet sold for $6.48. I am pennies in, so it's about a $5 profit, and again, sold in about 3 months. All right, up next, I thought this was pretty cool. I thought it was going to be more valuable than it was. That is with having a lot of experience. So I definitely recommend if you're new, keep the items that you can't research or you don't know will sell to a minimum until you learn a little more. So this one I would not pick up again. It's a really cool bell though. I really like it. It's a music box bell, and this one took about a year to sell. Really cool bell, and it only sold for $8.52. I think I paid $5, so this is actually a break even, but happy to get my initial investment back. This is a Courier and Ives, so again, this is not something I would pick up again. We all pay to learn, and you will continue doing it. Nobody's perfect, so don't beat yourself up too bad when you make those mistakes. Just learn from them and keep on pushing through. Up next is a Harley Davidson. It was a pen, so it's got your eagle, but the back is completely broke off. This one's still sold for $12.34. I paid $1 for it. It took about 6 months to sell, and this one is going to be about a $9 profit. And then this is a pretty cool ornament. It is Mercury glass. It is Santa Claus on like an old school cell phone. Really cool piece here. This one I paid $1. It sold for $12.99 plus the buyer paid $6 in shipping, so it's going to be about a $9 profit. All right, up next is a Longa Burger basket. I will pop it up here because I'm not going to take it out of the box. It is in its original box. That is how I will ship it. This one I paid $10 for. It sold for $38.99 plus the buyer paid $26.95 in shipping. Again, it is a pretty big basket. It is in the original box and it is going to be about a $25 profit after fees. All right, this next one is an amazing license plate sale. So I picked the license plates up for $1 each because I bought over 1,000. This one here is a 1954 New York, the Empire State. This tag sold for $51.98 plus the buyer paid $6 in shipping. So this one also has this little plate here. Just FYI, if you ever see a bunch of these plates, these do sell by themselves. So this plate is about a $40 profit and it sold in 3 months. Another piece of ephemera. If you are not paying attention to ephemera, I would start. It is great for those of you without much space. So this is an old Naples, Florida brochure and map. You can see it says on the Gulf. This was one that was given out as compliments of a realtor. This one I paid less than 50 cents and it sold for $32.48. Did take about 6 months, so it was a little bit longer to sell, but this one is over a $25 profit on a brochure. So when I'm showing you all of these things that take a long time, one of the reasons that I have longer tail items is I live very rural and finding really popular and fast sell-through items just is not feasible where I live. They are just not that readily available. They're not readily available in a lot of places. So for me, my sell-through rate is pretty low. It's about 20% of my inventory turns over in 90 days. So to get that number, what you do is you divide the total number of items you have sold by the total number of items you have listed. It will give you some decimal points. Move that decimal over, I think 3 places, and it will give you a percent. So I say about 20%. Some sellers sell over 100%. But they are being very, very particular about what they are sourcing. So if you have limited space or you're not wanting to store a bunch of things, that would be the way to source. So you really, again, you have to figure out what works for you. I also buy very, very cheap. And because of that, I promote everything in my store really high, which helps me get more sales. But if you are paying up 20, 30, 40% of what an item will sell for, it might not be realistic for you to promote high or even at all. So you really have to look at your business model, what you're wanting to do. That's why a lot of questions are very hard for me to answer because everyone is so different. So I can tell you what I do, but that might not necessarily work for you and what you do in your business. Next are some cute little Christmas balls. They are miniature little balls. I think they're actually glass. So these little balls I paid $1 for. They sold for $9.74. They're about a $7 profit and they sold in about 3 months. Up next is another license plate. This one was decent. This one's really cool. It is a 1939 New Jersey tag. This one sold for $19.48. It's about a $14 profit and it sold in about 3 months. So the New York one you saw earlier that sold for $50 was newer than that one and it sold for more. That's why it's important to research each item and look and see what it is selling for. And with the license plates, that means I would research the year as well as, like the first one said, New York, Empire State. I would want to find tags as close to what I have to get the selling price that I list mine for. Next is some spandage. Another item I probably shouldn't have bought, but I made good profit. This box sold for $10.22. I'm less than $1 in. It's about an $8 profit, but this one took about 2 years to sell. And then another license plate. This one is 1971 Ohio tag. This one sold for $12.98. Again, in about 3 months. I am $1 in, so this one is about a $9 profit. Up next is going out to one of you. It is going out to Cheryl Shiny Squirrel. This is a really nice scarf, but it had a couple of holes, and Cheryl did see in my description it said that there's one. They're really not overly noticeable. This is a really nice from the Scotch House. This is a 100% wool scarf. It's not too itchy either. Decent feel on this one. Cheryl picked it up for $17.98, plus she paid $6 in shipping. I paid $3 for this one, so it's going to be about an $11 profit. So Cheryl, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate your purchase. All right, up next is a little flag. This is just a plain little gold tone flag pin, not marked, nothing special. This one I paid pennies for. It sold for $5.99, so it's about a $4.50 profit, and it sold in about 2 months. All right, up next is an $80 sale, but this thing is giant. It's gonna be a pain in the butt to ship. I'm not gonna lie, kind of regretting getting it, but it was so cool that I couldn't pass it up. So really, really cool. This is made in Italy for Gumps. This is an 18-inch platter. There you can see it's stamped and in size. So this platter sold for $79. I only paid $5, so it is going to be over a $60 profit. And it sold in about 8 months. The buyer did pay $40 in shipping for this. The biggest hurdle for this one's going to be finding a big enough box. So I'm not sure if I'll use Instapack on it. Probably not, because I don't typically use Instapack unless it sells for over $100, because they run between $3 and $7 each depending on the size, and you need 2. So probably we'll just wrap this in a ton of bubble wrap. I do use American Bubble Boy. If you don't know, I forget to talk about them, but they deliver 4 giant 250-foot rolls to your house for like $40. So it's like a quarter of the cost if you go to Walmart or something like that. And so I can afford to wrap this thing in a ton. If you've ever bought anything from me, you know I love to use bubble wrap. Up next is a pair of license plates. These are Virginia from 1984. These sold for $17.98, plus the buyer paid $10 in shipping. Sold in about 3 months. My cost is about $2, so they're about a $9 to $10 profit. Up next, these are another pair of license plates. These are from Ohio, 1972. These also sold for $18 and will be about a $9 to $10 profit. And then this goes to show, look at the corner of this license plate. Even damaged license plates will sell. This trailer tag from New Hampshire, 1961, sold for $14.99, plus the buyer paid $6 in shipping. So this one is about a $9 to $10 profit, and it did sell in about 3 months. And then, I don't know why this one took so long to sell. Check out this really cool fish paperweight. So it's fish shaped, and it has the fish inside. There's the bottom. Really, really nice paperweight. I picked it up for $10 and it sold for $77.89. It took over a year though. It took a long time. And this one's going to be about a $45 to $50 profit. And the buyer did pay $28 in shipping. All right, up next is a scarf. This is a really cute Santa Claus. And it's also got the reindeer on the sleigh, some presents. This one is not branded. This one sold for $11.98. I paid $1, so it's about a $10 profit, and it sold in under 3 months. And then this one didn't photograph well, but it's a super cool red blown glass chili pepper ornament. Really, really neat. It's pretty long. This one I paid $1. It sold for $11.99, so it's about a $9 profit after fees, and it sold in about 2.5 months. And then this one took a while, but it's a really cool, look at the stone crab claw. This is an artisan necklace. Really, really pretty. Here it is out of the bag. Really, really nice necklace. And this one sold for $35.98. Plus the buyer paid shipping. Did take about a year to sell, so this one is going to be about a $30 profit. I paid about $2 for this. All right, up next is 4 Harley pens. I will show you them. They actually are $95 sale. So here's the first one. This one does say Airborne. So that one was not a Harley, but it sold with the other ones. Here is this gold colored Harley. And then this is a gas tank Harley emblem one. And there's also this Harley one. So the 4 of them sold for $95, plus the buyer paid shipping. I only paid $1 each, so that is about an $80 profit, and they took about 5 to 6 months to sell. All right, Up next is the only, and I'm going to put it up here because I'm not going to lift it all. It was an Xbox along with games, a controller, a wireless thing to go on TV. I don't know that much about games. I only paid $20 for this bundle. I did put it on an auction and it ended up selling for $64 plus the buyer paid shipping, making about a $35 profit. Sold fast after I listed it. It actually had been in my death pile a while, and it sold on a 7-day auction. I started the bidding at $50 and it sold for $64. Up next is a little nativity scene. This is a 4-piece set, and this is Frank's Nursery and Crafts. I paid less than $1. This one sold for $14.99 plus the buyer paid $6 in shipping. So it's going to be about a $10 profit, and it sold in about 3 months. And then we sold a little motorcycle tag from Indiana. This one sold for $8.99. Same dollar into this one. This one's going to be about a $6 profit, sold in 3 months. Up next, this is a cute little perfume bottle. This one is JC Rousseau, and it is written there on the bottom, so easy to identify. This one sold for $29.98. I am less than $5 in, so this one's about a $20 profit. This one did take longer. It took about 6 to 8 months to sell. All right, up next is Elvis. This is a really cool Elvis jailhouse rock. It is just a little plastic figurine. There is a bottom. This one I paid less than $2 and it sold for $35.99. So it's actually going to be about a $28 profit, and it sold in under 2 months. Pretty fast. Elvis has done well for me. And then this is an I Love Pugs. You can see the pugs and the hearts. I Love Pugs blanket. Picked it up for $7. I did pay up a little bit for this one, but it sold for $59.40. So it's actually about a $43 profit, and it sold in about 3 months. And then, look, Katie Reeds would be proud of me. I sold this old Agatha Christie book, hardcover. This one I paid less than $1. It sold for $11.98 in under 2 months, so it's about a $9 profit. Up next is a piece of Ken Schuler art. So this is a snowman family. I actually sold a framed version of this. This one is still new in the plastic. It is numbered, and this one, the frame one sold for over $100 on Etsy, but this one not framed sold for $53.98. I was given this by a viewer, and this one is going to be about a $40 profit. Took about 6 months to sell. Up next is this cute little ceramic Christmas teapot. I picked this up in a Christmas lot, less than $1 in. It is not marked, and this cute little miniature teapot sold for $17.09. So it's about a $14 profit, and it sold in under 2 months. And then I absolutely love this piece. It is the cutest thing ever. It is a handmade owl pot holder. Super cute. This one I paid $1, and it sold for $17.99, so it's about a $14 profit, and it sold in about 2 months. And if you look up close, they did stitch the line. So the fabric is actually all one piece, but somebody stitched the line in between each of the colors, which is pretty cool. And then I sold this vintage signed Sarah Coventry, really pretty swirl. There is the signature on the back. It says Sarah Cov. This one sold for $11.99. I paid $1, so it's about a $9 profit, and it did take about 8 months to sell. Up and next, this is a Imagination Station, Destination Imagination from 2001, a skier. This pin I paid less than $1. It sold for $8.88, so it's about a $6 profit, but it took about a year to sell. And then another license plate. This is a 1975 Florida. This one sold for $8.98, so it's about a $6 profit after fees. All right, up next is a really amazing sale. This is a beautiful, it is Murano, beautiful Millefiori. Look at the inside. Glass bell. This little bell I paid about $15 for. It sold for $89, so it's about a $55 profit, and it did take about 6 months to sell. Up next is a Longaberger little ruffled garter. So these just stretch around the top of the baskets. This kind of a pretty blue blue jean color. This one sold for $5.99. I paid $1, so it's about a $4 profit after fees, and it sold in about 3 months, so not too bad on that one. Then another license plate. This one is 1981 Florida. This one sold for $8.98, so about a $7 profit. And then these are 2 little reproduction photo booth strips. They are not original. These 2 sold for $23, so they're going to be about a $15 profit, and they took about a year to sell. All right, up next, this is a beautiful Longaberger little tree trimming basket in its original box. Here is this one. This one is the peppermint tree trimming. Does have the liner and the protector and original box. This one I paid about $10. It sold for $29.99. So it's going to be about a $15 profit after fees. And then this is a Wallace Silversmith 1995 vintage bell in its original box. This was a really good sale, and this one does have the original velvet bag as well. It is a sleigh bell. Beautiful sleigh bell, and this one sold for $47.98, plus the buyer paid $7 in shipping. I paid less than $5, so this one's about a $38 profit. And as with a lot of ornaments that are collectible, some years do sell better than others. So check the year, because some of them could sell for hundreds of dollars. And then another good Longaberger basket sale. This is a bigger one. This is yellow rose. This basket sold, this is a cake or pie basket, sold for $59. I paid $10, so this one's about a $42 profit, and it sold in under 3 months. Again, all Longaberger baskets are clearly marked, so you would be able to identify them. All right, 2 more things for eBay, and then I will show you Etsy, Poshmark, Mercari. I do want to thank you if you came to my Whatnot sale last night. I greatly appreciate it. We will be having another Whatnot sale tomorrow night, so I'll do a preview at the end of this video. That way you can see what we will be selling tomorrow night, and I hope to see you there hanging out, shopping, or come in or some giveaways. I do give away 5 things each show at least. Sometimes I do a little bit more. All right, so this is a Yanni Live VHS. This one is sealed, and this one I paid 50 cents. It sold for $9, plus the buyer paid $3 in shipping. It is going medium mail. This one's going to be about a $7 profit, and it sold in about 5 months. And last is a very plain vintage white hanky. Solid white. If you think they won't sell, they will. This one sold for $5.98. I am less than 50 cents in. It's about a $4 profit, and it sold in under 2 months. All right, let's get into the other platforms. If you don't know, I say it every time, but I do use List Perfectly to cross post. I have the highest plan, which is $69.99 a month, and actually it's December now, so let's go ahead and give away a free month of List Perfectly. I do it every month. Put List Perfectly, 2 words, down in the comments, and I will pick a winner after Monday's video. So I use List Perfectly. I have a code, the Nurse Flipper. You can get 30% off if you don't win the free month, and try it out. So we have almost close to $1,000 in sales going out this weekend. So yes, it does seem kind of expensive, but to me it is more than worth it. So let me show you what sold on Etsy. First is this absolutely beautiful paisley scarf. Look at the finish on that edge. This one is more like a shawl. It's pretty big, and this one the buyer was $43.21 all in. I paid less than $1, so this one's about a $30 profit, and it did sell on Etsy. Up next is this Simpsons Double Trouble ornament from the early 2000s. This one the buyer was $46.03 all in. I paid about $5, and about 10 of that is shipping because Etsy does do priority, or the buyer chose it. And this one's going to be about a $25 profit, sold in about 3 months. And I'm going to show you some more. I am down to only 2 Simpsons ornaments of almost 40 that I started with. All right, this one is a really good sale. I love this wisteria plate. So this is a vintage Limoges wisteria plate. It is marked, and this one the buyer on Etsy is $86 all in. I only paid $5, about 12 of that is shipping. So this one's gonna be about a $60 profit, and it did take about 6 to 8 months to sell. All right, this is one of my favorite artists. This is a Jack Black piece. His work is very, very easy for me to spot. So it also is signed. You can see Jack Black here from '83. And this piece I bought for $10. It sold for $79.48 total, but it's about a $40 profit, and it took almost a year for this one to sell. So watch for Jack Black. He is a well-known artist. He does some really amazing pieces. Up next is a really, really good perfume bottle sale. This little perfume is signed by Mary Angus down here. You can see it there etched. And this one, the buyer was a total $125 all in. I paid about $20, and this one is about a $75 profit, sold in about 6 months. Then we sold this Christmas table runner. This one there, $35 all in, and it's going to be about a $20 profit, sold in about 4 months. This is a beautiful Jeanette glass piece, 13-inch serving tray, really nicely divided. This one, the buyer's $47 all in. I actually paid less than $5 for this one, so it's about a $20 profit. And then we sold this a really cool Morning Singer Kachina. It is signed, and the buyer is $88 all in on him. I paid about $10. He's about a $50 profit. And a pirate nutcracker. Arg. All right, the pirate nutcracker, the buyer's $29.87 all in. I paid less than $5. There's his little peg leg. He's going to be about a $15 profit. This is a really cool bell. This bell, the buyer's actually $64.19 all in. This is a mounting plate, and this one I paid less than $5. It's going to be about a $40 profit. And then these 3 Simpsons ornaments sold for $74.22 total, so they're about a $45 profit, and all 3 sold to the same buyer on Etsy. And then Poshmark wasn't bad either. This pillow sold for $129 on Poshmark. I paid $2.99. It is about a $100 profit. And then this little Longaberger set, it is a toothpick holder set. It sold for $15. It's about an $8 profit. This radio sold for $17. I paid $2. This one's about a $10 profit. Over on Poshmark now, Poshmark, this radio sold. And then this Arlen Ness motorcycle jacket sold on Poshmark for $41. It's my friend Charlene's, so about $12 each to split in profit. And then last on Poshmark is this Woodwick Trilogy candle. This one sold for $17. I paid $4, so it's about a $7 to $8 profit. All right, up last on Mercari, I sold this Boyd's Bear figurine for $9. It's about a $6 profit. This one took over a year to sell. Hair ornament. Look at the partridge and the pear tree. This is blown glass, and this one sold for $20 over on Mercari. I only paid $1, so it's about a $15 profit. And then this Longaberger basket liner sold for $9, so it's about a $6 profit. And then a table runner for $18. It is Christmas colors, and that one's going to be about a $15 profit. So that is everything. Again, thank you for hanging out with me. I wouldn't have had any of those sales without Liz Perfectly. I hope you all had an absolutely great week. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on Whatnot, as well as hopefully I will have another cat's treasure hunting video out. I will pop up on the screen what time we are doing our Whatnot sale. I think it'll probably be about 8 or 8:30 Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, tomorrow. So thank you for watching. Share with your friends if you think they would like reselling. I appreciate you watching. Let's look at what is going on Whatnot. All right, so over on Whatnot tomorrow, we are doing all Christmas jewelry. Look at these pretty mooses, kitty cats, a flamingo, a little puppy, and a car. And then there are also all of these. I will have 100 plus of Christmas, mostly brooches. There are a couple of other things in here, but it is mostly brooches. So there is something for everybody. Come and get your Christmas jewelry to wear for the holidays. Oh, look, I got Sharpie on me. Over on Whatnot, I absolutely love hanging out with you guys on Whatnot. Look, that one's even a little handmade one. There's some fun ones, and there are some named ones in this as well. And here is the last. There's also about 20 that aren't in here. Some beautiful wreaths. There are some gorgeous bling ones. So please come join me tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, over on Whatnot. Book the show, bookmark it. And if you haven't signed up yet, you can get $15 free. So you can probably get a couple of these brooches for free, only pay shipping. There is a link down in the description. I will see you tomorrow.